Hi, my name is Naomi Richardson, and welcome back to another episode of the Power Chat series titled Trial and Error with my guest, Suwan Terilyn, a Detroit freelance makeup artist who got her start in the beauty industry working for Lacombe Cosmetics in 2015. How are you today?
I am good. How are you doing?
I'm good. Do you
Good.
want to tell the audience about yourself?
Yeah, so I am a Detroit freelance makeup artist. I've been doing makeup for about 6, 7 years now. It's going on 7. I did start at Lancome, where I just like really specialized in like just doing like natural faces and more like skincare. Um, and I didn't really stay there long. I wanted to expand and grow, and I knew I really wanted to get into Mac. So I applied and interviewed and became a Mac Cosmetics makeup artist. And I stayed there for about 4 years, I want to say. Um, in 2020, because of COVID, like we really couldn't do makeup anymore. So I had to just really start venturing out on my own and like just doing my own like freelance artistry. Oh, I'm sorry, freelance like makeup and just working for myself and like building my own clientele. And yeah, I've just been doing that ever since.
That's great. I'm happy to interview you. I'm very excited.
Thank you. Me too.
So, being a multidimensional individual, what is your idea of a fulfilling and meaningful life?
I would definitely say like balance and staying positive, like doing, even if it's just something little, like every day, just writing in a journal, like things that you're grateful for. I think that does create like balance in your life, and also just having love and like a good support system, because like being multi-dimensional, it can be really stressful and like draining and exhausting, and it feels like you're being pulled in like 10,000 different
Million different
directions.
directions.
Yeah, and it's like you don't really have much time for like you. So yeah, so that would be the last thing I would say, just like doing something for you every day, even if it's for 30 minutes, like just going to the gym or reading a book or turning off your phone and not talking to nobody, like self care, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. What do you do to make your brand more personable? And how do you teach yourself to broaden your perspective when it comes to meeting new and diverse clientele?
So actually working at Mac like really opened me up to that door of having like a more diverse, what was the second thing you said? Diverse and
Oh, clientele, new and
yeah,
diverse clientele.
definitely having a more diverse clientele. I definitely learned how to work with different like ethnicities and like different groups of people. So that was really cool. So I'm very comfortable and familiar with that now. And then as far as making my brand more personable, I would say it's the relationship that I have with my clients. Like we they actually become like my friends. Like I
Yeah.
go to their events or we hang out together, we go on trips together, we text here and there. So it's just, I would say definitely like staying in contact with them, even if they're not booking you, just checking in and see like, how are you doing? Like, I know your birthday is coming up. Do you want to come get your makeup done? And I think that builds like that rapport with them. Like, oh, she
Yes,
remembered
yes,
me.
for
She's so
sure.
sweet. Yeah. Yes.
I want to delve a little into our the article that I interviewed that I did with you, that I did on you, and I wanted to delve deeper into the controversial topics that you have about makeup. I
Yeah.
really liked that part of the article that I wrote about, and you said that your one controversial topic was blush. Is there any other controversial topics you have about makeup?
Um, I think it's just more so about like, what are like people call it like makeup, and I'll be like, that's a transformer or something. Like, I don't know if I'm being incorrect by saying this, but like people will feel like, oh, you're wearing too much makeup, like you don't look like yourself.
Mhm.
And I don't like to make fun of it or anything, but I would say that is like a very controversial like thing in the makeup world. And that's why like I just stay true to myself and I just really like to specialize in just natural glam because I just believe in you getting out of my chair and you still look like yourself. And all of my
Mhm.
clients say that. They're like, I still look like me, but like polished or, so
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Skincare is a very important step in a makeup routine. If you had to only have 5 steps in your skincare routine, what would it be?
Uh, Definitely exfoliating, because exfoliating gives you like really like glowy skin. Toning, you definitely want to tone. So that's two. Uh, what would be next? Serums, because serums will lock in like anything that you put on your face after, like your moisturizers or your oils. And then that'll be next. I would definitely have a moisturizer and then like a face oil.
Okay.
Oh, I'm gonna take the face oil back. I would say eye cream. Like I'm really big on eye cream right now.
Yeah.
Yes.
Also in the article, you mentioned how your original plan was to attend law school and do
Mhm.
paralegal work. How did you start with that? And how did you find your way into makeup?
So I was in my sophomore year of college and I was still like undecided. I had no idea what I was really gonna do. I don't know, and it's just something like kind of clicked one day. Like you really love like watching or reading about true crime or seeing like what's happening in the news with like criminal cases or like I still to this day I will sit and watch like trials like all day. Like I'm just like weird like that. I don't know. People say I'm weird for that. But um so yeah, that's what made me like decide like okay, I'm going to major in paralegal. Also, I'm very good at like reading and writing. I'm very analytical. So that's how I got my start in that. As far as finding my way, it was just like this feeling of like uncertainty as far as going to law
Yeah.
school. Like, if you really like want something or you kind of like delay it and like push it back. And I was like, you know what? I'm really good at doing makeup and connecting with people in that way as well. So I'm gonna go for this and kind of put law school in the back burner and just see what happens with this.
Yeah. Um, you know, understanding like who you are, like below the surface is very important for your client. What is it like being a Detroit native and also being like what is your life like as a freelance businesswoman?
I actually really love it because I can basically not pick and choose my own hours because I have a set amount of hours that I do work, but I feel like it's just like less pressure. Like I don't have to like report to anybody or I don't have to like when you work for like some of these cosmetic companies, even like the things that you're applying on your customers is just really like, okay, we want to get a sale kind of thing, or you need
Yeah.
to do only a specific look. So I love actually working for myself because I have full creative control and it's not about a sale. I'm not trying to push products on people. I feel like it makes it more genuine. If I do have
Yes.
clients that ask, like, oh,
The
what are you
connection is more
using?
important.
Yeah. And it's like, oh, this is it. Like, it's not like
Something
pressure or
more. Yeah.
anything. Yeah.
Okay. Sorry. Mm.
You're okay.
What advice would I have a couple more questions after this, but I love asking this one because I feel like there's always more conversation that leads after after this question, but what advice would you give your younger self 7 to 10 years ago?
How old was I? 10. Okay. It would definitely definitely be go and don't stop. Do what you want to do for you. Do not live for anybody's anybody else because life is like really too short and you only get one life. It's your life, not anyone else's. Like that is something I would absolutely tell myself. And also, it's okay if you're not where you want to be in this moment. It will happen. Like good things take time.
Yes, yes. Thank you. So you mentioned creative control
Mhm.
in the business and like the industry that you work in. What are like a few more, I don't know how to say this, a few more things that you have in your purse slash bucket, like tips that you use that make you even more successful, including the creative control?
Um, Always keep your business cards on you. Um, so they're not really like in my purse. I need to get better about doing that, but I always keep them in my car. So they're always with me. It's just
Yeah.
like, oh, I gotta run back out to my car. But I will say this, there is actually like a little widget thingy you can attach to like the back of your phone that allows people to just all you have to do is like tap their phone and it'll pull up all of like your information like your
Yeah.
YouTube, Instagram, like how to book you, your booking site. So I actually need to set that up. But um another thing that I would say is just like connecting with people and just networking and just saying like what you do. Like, oh, I'm a makeup artist. Like, you really don't know who you will bump into when you're out
Yeah.
in public or just doing random things. And they could really like help your clientele grow as well. Like, it's been crazy. Like, I just meet random people like that just by
Yeah.
talking to them.
Yeah, and connecting and networking.
Yeah.
So this is our last question.
hmm
How do you set intentions in your daily life and also in your work life?
I would say like I was saying earlier about the gratitude and just being positive. So that is actually something that I do every morning. I'll get up, like I have like a certain like journaling method. So I'll write the three things I'm grateful for. Either like a Bible verse or a quote that just speaks to me today. I'll write like how I'm feeling and three positive affirmations, and I just feel like that changes my perspective, like going into the day. It's like if I had a bad night
Yes.
or something, it's like, okay, at least I know, like, I do have things to be happy about or grateful for. Um, and then just like setting a schedule, really just like laying your day out. Like, I have so many notes in my phone of things that I have to do throughout the day. But I
Yes.
think that does keep me on track and it keeps me intentional. Like, I'm a visual. I have to see everything I have to do throughout the day, like on a piece of paper or on a list kind of
Mhm.
thing. Yeah. So, those two things.
Well, thank you so much for allowing me to interview you.
You're
If you
welcome.
guys
Thank
want to check
you.
out more about Suwan Terrelin, do you want to say your Instagram handles?
Yeah, so my Instagram is at Suwan Terrelin, and my makeup page is at Suwan Terrelin underscore makeup. Um, and yeah, that's it. Just those two Instagram accounts.
Okay. Check out my article that I did on her called Trial and Error. Have a good day, everyone, and be safe.
Bye.